welcome to Catch a Pass or Not. I'm Chris Hansen. This is 26-year-old Des Bryant, or Des Bryant 88. He thinks he's here to make a catch. But what he doesn't know is that David Coleman, the NFL director of officiating, is watching his every move thanks to hidden cameras.
He's going in for the catch. Be prepared to move in.
Des, go down that tunnel. Hall of Fame is looking for that ball.
He's on the move.
Hey, yo, man, I thought this was supposed to be the Hall of Fame, man.
Hall of Fame? More like Hall of Shame. Have a seat. Is that any way for a receiver to act?
Man, I was just trying to catch a pass, man.
Oh, a catch? Don't you know that's illegal without making a football move or establishing yourself as a runner?
Man, I never heard of that rule before.
That's what everybody says, Des Bryant 88. Do you know who I am? I'm Chris Hansen, and this is to Catch a Pass or Not. It looks like he finally established himself a runner, as he ran from our cameras, but he couldn't run from the box score, which starts right now.
I don't know a lot about sports, but I can drink a lot of beer.
My motto is simple: C's get degrees.
Need a long, inappropriate hug? I'm your man.
I think I'm smarter than you, because I probably am.
Howard Collins for box score.
Hello, and welcome to the Box Score. I'm Brock in Los Angeles. They are the Danettes in Milford, Connecticut. Seton, how are you doing after your almost mater West Virginia went down just slightly to Kentucky last night?
Well, I'm doing all right. The first, 10 minutes of the game or so, I was pretty horrified. Embarrassed, wanted to crawl out of my own skin. It was horrible. And then after that, it just got to be hysterical. I thought, I was cracking up laughing. I'm like, Aaron, would you be, talking to my wife? I'm like, babe, this is crazy. And she's, on her computer, she's like, oh, are they doing good? I'm like, no, they're getting killed. I'm like, this is unreal. It just got to be so absurd that you couldn't help but laugh.
Did it make you sad? They're down 18-2, and I was watching this is sad. I don't want to watch this. I felt bad for the kids. They're not. It's not like they're not trying.
Yeah.
They're just everything was going wrong for them. Everything was right for Kentucky, and 18-2, they were on pace to score 12 points in the game.
Yeah.
That's what I wanted to see. I wanted to see it to go to halftime 47-8. That would have been so cool.
It basically did.
It was 11:23 left, and they had 2 points.
Yeah.
So that means that in 8.5 minutes, they were on pace for 14 points.
Were you in shock? Because I'm sure you were so excited the build-up leading up to the game, or we were talking about yesterday. Maybe this is the game where they're going to get the big upset and knock number one out.
Yeah, but then I also said they could also lose by 90 points, and I wouldn't be I'd be equally non-surprised either way, So it was just more disappointing and wow, this really sucks.
Plus, whenever your alma mater's playing, you kind of inject yourself with a little false hope. You're like, yeah, it's fun. I'm going to have a little hope. Why not? Let's roll that. It's like when you buy a lottery ticket. Nobody thinks they're going to win, but they still go, I'd buy a Maserati. I'd buy, because you're in the game against Kentucky. You do have a chance.
I've already got that $120 million spent. Boom, it's gone. Yeah, I'm like, all right, but it's going to happen. No.
You're saying you got a chance. Well, Seton and his Mountaineers had a bad night last night, but a guy who had a good night was Wisconsin's Nigel Hayes, who got the win and a special perk that came along with playing at the Staples Center.
Wait, did you use his locker at Staples?
Yes, I am in his locker, and I was the only one that was going to use that locker, and there were no ifs, ands, and buts about it.
Was there anything in the locker?
Besides his, wonderful aura and residue from him being so great, no, not other than that.
Man, it's amazing. From that clip yesterday when he was talking to the stenographer, he's the nicest kid, but I have to be totally honest. I didn't say it before he came on. I have Wisconsin for my title pick, and I thought he was ineffective from the perimeter last night. I was like, Nigel, I was actually yelling at the screen, Nigel, stop being so darn funny and hit a three-pointer.
But you like him more because he's
I love him. I hope he's on the show a million more times. I'd love to hang out with him. But right now, I need Wisconsin to pull out the crap. Don't come on the Dan Patrick Show and win some games.
Kaminsky comes on, they win.
Yeah.
Nigel's been on after a win. It seems like we're helping them.
You got it all right now.
Great point. That's why Nigel Hayes, come back on tomorrow. I love what you're doing.
Saturday, sure.
But him in particular looked vulnerable last night.
Emotionally vulnerable. Hey, Nigel Hayes, of course, known for saying that the stenographer was beautiful on the hot mic. Fritzy, have you ever been caught in a similar situation with a shorty?
Not on a microphone, but I'm sure there've been some times where I tend to talk a little too loud, and I'm sure I've been with friends, whether it be at a bar or some other public venue, and I either got caught checking somebody out and ogling them, and where they felt like they need to call the authorities.
You're honestly saying you've never been caught?
This is called Fritzy's life. You commenting on people too loudly.
I've never directly seen someone like come over to me or want to slap me, or I heard what you just said, or that's not to say that they didn't hear it. So
well, they weren't slapping Nigel, but they were noting that he was being a little, that he was checking out.
Yeah. Dude, you do a segment called Cougar of the Week.
I do.
Yeah, you talk about Camilla Luddington more than you talk about.
I love Camilla Luddington from Grey's Anatomy, but yeah, I'm sure there've been
40% of your on-air contributions are things like open mic. Oh, she's beautiful.
And you're rounding down.
And by the way, it's not like we're afraid to call you out. Remember when you were talking that young lass, the national title game? That's all we did was call you out.
That's true.
For years.
And those were people that were like advertising in the show, and I probably was a little unprofessional. Yeah. They were like sponsors of the show.
Yeah, it was odd that they pulled their possible sponsorship the day after that day.
That didn't go well.
What was more inappropriate, Todd chatting up that woman, or the male ab rub to the executive?
To the gentleman you'd met an hour earlier.
Right. Hey, good to see you.
I get a little overly friendly sometimes. That was a little question.
They quickly took their $1 million account elsewhere.
So you know what? Actually, I don't think this is going to work out, guys. Yeah. Thanks.
Here's our check.
This guy just rubbed my stomach, and I just met him, and he's missing the final seconds of Duke Butler to chat up this young lady who just wants to watch the game and have a little something to eat.
It's all cause and effect.
She actually moved back to Scotland after that.
Yeah. Hey, McLovin, Olivia Munn's getting some FaceTime now that she's out there cheering on Wisconsin. Who do you have for college hoops fans? Is it Olivia Munn or Ashley Judd?
Wow, that's funny you brought that up.
All right.
Olivia Munn is
Let's get into it.
Stunning last night, so I'm going to pick her. But I said today, I thought Ashley Judd looked great last night, and I liked her enthusiasm. Immediately, Dan Patrick shot me down and said she was overbearing last night.
Ooh. I kind of thought that, to me, there's no question that the worst seat in the house for a Kentucky game is behind Ashley Judd.
Yes
because
and no.
she's okay right now.
Yes and no.
In one area, because it's like a little bit of it's like, all right, you know what? Do you mind just sitting down as a free throw? Just don't worry about it.
Well,
okay?
it was like
that being said, I love her. I think she's awesome, and gorgeous and really talented. I'm gonna go Ashley Judd.
And that hockey
all
post
day.
that she did for Kentucky a few years back.
My goodness.
One of my favorites.
But they were up like 37 points, and she was cheering like it was like 3 minutes left in the national title game. I thought she got a little.
Dial it back.
The game was over. It was like 9-2, and like it was like it's over.
Well, even Aaron Rodgers. Aaron looked good. He looked buff. Looked ready to play.
Aaron Rodgers. But why is Aaron Rodgers a Wisconsin fan? I wondered that.
Because he's smart, and he went to Cal. They're nowhere near this tournament, and he's been living in Wisconsin for the past.
Frankly, he's totally
7
phony.
years.
It struck me as a phony move. He's like best friends with Decker. I don't know. I felt that.
Embrace your community.
What if Cal plays Wisconsin down the road in something? Who's he going to root for?
In what?
Volleyball.
Coming up, guys, we are going to roll one up, smoke it, and spark it next. This is the box score, and it is powered by the Ram 1500 Eco Diesel. Every truck can tow a boat, every truck can climb a hill, every truck can haul a trailer. But not everybody has the most fuel-efficient half-ton truck on the road. Get more facts at ramtrucks.com. Guts, glory, Ram.
Have you applied for medical marijuana?
I have not, but the thought crossed my mind.
If they said, if a doctor said medical marijuana will cure what ails you, it'll make you feel better.
And it would be legal and all.
Well, yeah, it's medical marijuana, doctor prescription.
Okay with it.
If I said you could have some kush.
Welcome back to the box score. The boss, of course, asked Fritzy if he would do medical marijuana if it helps what ails him. Fritzy, are you down to try a little bomb kush if it would help you be a better booker?
If it's legal and it helps you,
he said it was.
Perform better and helps you with various health issues, it's definitely something to consider. I'm choosing my words very carefully because then Paulie's going to somehow show up Monday and have me light up on national TV.
That's a good point.
So I will stop short of saying that I would definitely do it, but it's something that if it's going to make me feel better and it's allowed and doctors are approving of it,
Doctors are.
I could definitely use some relaxing.
So that means
some
if we found a doctor who would prescribe it for you, you would do it.
I would consider it, and I would have to check with my various specialists that I see.
You would.
I probably ultimately would chicken out.
You would not. I can't get you to drink half a glass of wine to calm you down.
It sounds cool to say that I would. That I might do that. But.
See, let's go under the wild assumption that there is a cultivator of marijuana out there, and he was looking to name a strain of marijuana after Fritzy. What would he name it?
Oh boy, a Fritzy strain of marijuana? Like some type of neurotic something or other.
Let's have the chronic, the neurotic.
The neurotic.
Yeah.
Neurotic.
That would
That's
fit.
badass.
Yeah.
No, that's a good name. It's a very, very accurate.
Make an album off it.
I think we got a winner there.
Rolling down the street, sipping prune juice or something.
Prune juice.
I've had far away from that.
I've had my share of prune juice.
All right, ladies, the famous Hot Box took place out here in L.A. at the Forum, no less, and it's official. You guys are coming out west in May. Fritzy, if you were given another opportunity, maybe with some hot chick to go in there and puff, pass, would you?
Wow. You know what? I really didn't mind it. At first, I was aghast, and I'm like, I've never had a cigarette before. I don't drink, don't smoke, or anything like that. And that's just. And then all of a sudden, my friend and his girlfriend, they're rolling up the windows and they're having the greatest time ever, and smoke is filling everywhere. And it didn't take long before I started feeling a little funny and lightheaded, and they're just hysterical laughing. I don't know if they're laughing from the pot or they're laughing at my reaction to being in the car with them and getting the fumes of the pot. But we were right there in the parking lot of the Great Western Forum. I thought we were just going to go like to the Lakers-Suns game or something, and next thing I know, they were trying to get me high or whatever. And then I spent several hours later wondering what it may have done to my lungs or if I lost any brain cells, and it was very traumatic. Once the little mini high, the little buzz came down, I thought like I needed to go get some x-rays or MRIs or CAT scans and see what the couple of minutes in the car did to my nervous system.
Living on the edge.
Yeah. Well, your trip to L.A. is happening because Dan is going to be hosting some more Sports Jeopardy, and he asked you guys how you would do on the show. And, of course, McLovin took that opportunity to take a shot at Seton.
Do you think you could do okay on Sports Jeopardy?
No.
You would not?
I don't think I'm great with the trivia.
All right. Yes.
You could put me on a Dan Patrick Show trivia contest, and I've forgotten most of it. Like, oh, yeah, what was that again? Who was that guy? I've got no memory for this kind of thing.
Paulie's the one who remembers all that. Yeah, McLovin.
I was going to say, after Seton's comments, maybe that's a segue to the poll. Should the NFL test for marijuana?
Yeah, sometimes silence is a way better statement than anything you could possibly come up with. And I love withdrawing the fake laugh and just letting the silence hang out there.
It's like a punch of silence.
Yeah,
But you know what's funny?
The rim shot. It's like nothing is happening. It's just complete.
Did you see my face after I said I threw it out there? I was like,
Proud of yourself. Proud of yourself.
Anyone want to see that? Anyone want to jump in on this poll?
Nope.
See
Not
what
this
I
guy.
did there?
We got to get on Sports Jeopardy, though. I mean, we're not going to go all the way out there, and we're not going to get a chance to compete on the Jeopardy set. I don't care if we go against each other, we go against fans, real contestants, but we got to...
Yeah, even if you get them all wrong, like I would.
I'd rather
You guys
lose
would
than
get some
play.
wrong.
I'd rather lose and play than not play.
Yeah, to be in it, or I'm hoping he's got something creative in store that doesn't share with us. Dan, where we can.
I can guarantee.
I would rather be the
Can we
daily
some kind of
double than a
category?
player.
I'd
the daily
read a
double.
category or,
You wouldn't want to compete and see how much you know?
I know I would get destroyed in that, but if I could at least like do some kind of cool category or
I already know how much I
something-
know, and it's nothing. I'd rather be the daily double.
Who is Tito Lamford?
The open to the show is actually I don't know a lot about sports. Yeah, I know. I don't want to be on. I'd rather do like normal Jeopardy. And
You've been sandbagging all these years for this is your day.
We can do a category for you, Fritzy. Sports you don't believe your son is going to do well in. Okay. Coming up, we're going to quiz the guys on
That's a
some
shot.
90s television shows. Welcome back to the Box Score. Guys, if you were fans of 90s TV series, this week one was a big one for you. They're bringing back The X-Files and, of course, the beloved sitcom Coach, maybe minus Jerry Van Dyke, I'm not sure. I'm sure you guys watched a lot of TV back in the 90s. McLovin, were you more of a living single guy?
No, are you
single.
kidding me? That's like all I did in the 90s was watch TV. I watched a lot of TV. Because there wasn't all this other options back then. We didn't really, you couldn't watch things on the internet. So like, I'm not like these kids today who have all these fractured media sources.
It's basically, MTV a little bit early in the decade, SportsCenter wire to wire.
Yeah.
And then there's a couple good sitcoms. That's about it.
No, what are you talking about? There was Seinfeld.
Friends.
That was all 90s.
Simpsons.
Friends. I was big.
Simpsons was
Northern
big.
Exposure.
Northern Exposure is
Twin
solid.
Peaks.
Simpsons was huge for me in the 90s.
Janine Turner, Northern Exposure. Ooh.
Yeah, such a
Living
crush,
Color,
dude.
Full House, I like.
Such a mole on her. Well, those were some classic TV shows there. We're going to see how tuned in you guys were during that decade. We're going to give you something called the 90s TV show quiz. It is Roe versus Roe. And since it is Hollywood, of course, there are steals. I will give you a synopsis of the show. You tell me what it was. First one is for the front row. This popular sitcom told the story of random adventures of a loudmouth Detroit radio talk show host and his friends.
Loudmouth. It wasn't talk radio, news radio. Remember news radio with Phil Hartman? But that wasn't.
I think Martin Lawrence.
Was it Martin?
Martin Lawrence. Martin Lawrence show. I think it's called Martin.
Yeah, absolutely. It was Martin.
Nice.
Well done.
Never watched one episode. Not one episode.
I didn't know he was a. You know what? Okay, I've seen like. I've seen probably 50 episodes, and I had no idea that he was a talk show host.
I remember seeing like.
Well, I was gonna say
I've seen every one. That's Len's idea that he was a talk show host or in Detroit.
I remember seeing promos for the show, and he was in like a radio studio.
I was like, okay, if it's a quiet guy Seattle, then it's Fraser Crane. But that definitely did not know.
That's
Man, a lot of radio sitcoms.
Tossed salad and scrambled eggs. Back row, you're up. This show is a coming-of-age tale about a young man growing up and facing real-world problems with his family and friends.
That's got to be the Wonder Years.
Unless he's, yeah.
It's gotta be
that was the 80s.
Yeah,
it might be Savage's younger brother's show with Topanga.
Oh, Boy Meets World? I still think it's the Wonder Years.
What's it say?
A coming-of-age tale about a young man growing.
This is good TV.
It could be Boy Meets World, but
You're reading the screen.
I think it's.
I can't see it. Was 80s. Let's go with Boy Meets World.
I think it might have spilled into the part of the 90s.
Fine.
All right, I hope we're going to say the Wonder Years.
All right, the front row can steal.
I would say Boy Meets World. That's what I went with.
So would I.
Boy Meets World.
You guys are right. Boy Meets World.
Yeah, Topanga. You should have stuck with Topanga.
Never saw one episode.
Now Topanga's in Girl Meets World.
Front row, back to you. This one should be easy. This drama was set in the Big Apple and was about the lives and loves of the officers of New York's finest.
NYPD Blue?
The officers of New York. NYPD Blue was.
No, yeah. What's the one with Sipowicz?
NYPD Blue. Yeah, NYPD Blue.
Yeah, available on audience. Yeah.
NYPD Blue.
NYPD Blue.
Yeah, I watch it a lot, by the way.
We got some coming back.
Yeah, Sharon Lawrence.
One more for the back
Jimmy
row.
Smits died.
Kim Delaney.
A bit of a layup here. This comedy was about a young man who moved from the rough streets of Philly to live with his relatives in a posh Southern California suburb.
The Will Smith one.
Yeah, Fresh Prince of Bel-Air.
Yeah,
Fresh Prince of Bel-Air.
Yeah, needed to look no further than
What's it called?
Clean shirt.
Yeah.
Hello. Oh, look at that. It's on his shirt.
Yo, Holmes to Bel Air. Back to you, front row. This animated series was about a straight-laced salesman who has to deal with his wacky antics of his family and friends. Animated series.
Animated series.
Well, it must have been The Simpsons, but he wasn't a salesman.
I don't know what Homer did. Maybe it was. No, but that came out in the 80s.
He was a propane salesman.
I think it's the 90s.
Let's go Simpsons.
Is it what?
The Simpsons.
Ooh.
Yeah, that's wrong. Back row, you can steal.
Oh.
Yes,
So
that's wrong.
is it Family Guy a 90s show?
No way.
Was whatchamacallit, was Married with Children, was he a salesman? Did he sell shoes?
It's not animated.
As I recall,
That's actual people.
It's not animated.
Animated means not real people.
Those are real people.
We're going to at least
The animated,
guess.
was there, did they make an animated Married with Children? They didn't. Family Guy?
Where's the
Why don't you read it aloud over the...
Guess the Family Guy.
Yeah, it was not the
salesman.
Family Guy. It was, we were looking for Hank Hill, the propane salesman, and of course, Gail Gribble and Boomhauer.
What the hell?
I wouldn't really call him a salesman necessarily. That is a bit of a mischaracterization.
No, absolutely not.
like
He
he was
sold propane and
Official
propane
protest?
accessories.
Yeah, but it's not like
Protest.
All right, we'll put an asterisk by that one. Our last one is for the back row. This sitcom is about two brothers who ran a small New England area airport with various wacky friends and employees.
Oh, I like that one. I know what that is.
Tim Daly.
Yeah.
Wings, baby.
Yeah.
Yes, of course it was Wings.
Oh.
Yeah, Thomas Hayden Church.
Nice.
Church.
There's a cute girl on that show, too.
Congrats.
We could have won if you just
Do you know who was the cute woman on that show? Her sister was in jail.
Yeah, who was the cute chick?
She had like the curly hair. Can't remember her name.
Maybe she's our next cougar.
Yeah.
Congrats to the front row. You are our winner
Bernard.
today.
Tracy Bernard. Something Bernard.
Yes.
Crystal Bernard.
Crystal Bernard. Yes, Tony Shalhoub, all these.
Take one down there.
All right. Stick around. If there was an Outland trophy handed out on Twitter, they'd give it to McLovin for his fabulous blocking. This is the box score, and we are going to take a break. To remind you that the Ram Heavy Duty, with its best-in-class towing, torque, and horsepower, doesn't need one. Guts, glory, Ram.
Yes, McLovin.
Are you sure he didn't say we're going to be losing 36-1 at one point?
That's pretty good, Seton.
Yeah, I've only seen it on Twitter 1,000 times.
Did you steal it?
No, I tweeted it too. And then I
Wait,
tweeted.
did you retweet?
No, I wasn't even reading Twitter.
Tweeter?
I tweeted it.
And so I guess the whole world stole it from
Well,
you.
Seton wouldn't know because I blocked him on Twitter.
We are closing up shop here on the box score. McLovin absolutely crushed it on Twitter last night with that hilarious joke. Seton, do you believe he was being a little bit bold since you were unable to respond on Twitter, being blocked by McLovin?
I guess. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, it's like I said yesterday, it's like he doesn't even exist there. There's no thing. So he could be ripping me or making fun of me or whatever, and I wouldn't know.
So let me ask how it works. I have you blocked. If I had written your name to begin a tweet and tweeted you, hey, hi, my name is Seton, look at the scoreboard or something, would you have gotten that since you were blocked?
Probably not, because I have you blocked. So
we really can't
it cancels each other out. There's nothing happening.
If I unblock,
all I know is that when people, the thing that happens when people like when your team gets blown out and absolutely crushed in embarrassing style, everybody piles on you, and you start to notice a trend that everybody repeats basically some form of the same 3 jokes.
Yes.
And so then the next day when somebody repeats one of those, it's like, oh, okay, yeah, it's like I've been hearing that for the last 12 hours, you know.
If I unblock you, will you unblock me?
Probably not.
Who goes first?
Probably.
Last time we did this, you unblocked me eventually.
Yeah, probably not.
You probably will.
Well, McLovin, it turns out you're getting more fans on Twitter by the day. They don't mind that you block Seton. Even the Girl Scouts of America are fans of yours. They ask you, do you prefer Thin Mints or Samoas better? Of course, when they went back to Twitter, they unfortunately found this the next day, and maybe you can explain yourself why you've blocked the Girl Scouts of America.
I don't want to be sold to. I'm not some pawn.
Is that true? Oh my god.
Yeah, you'd be used for your celebrity. That is, they're trying to use you for your celebrity.
Sweet. Do you see a sponsorship for Girl Scouts of America?
Can't block the Girl Scouts.
You did.
Remember what was you had this amazing line one time where somebody was like, hey, look, like even McLovin makes my kid cry, and there's a picture of a baby or something.
No, it said even my baby is cooler than McLovin. I just wrote back, that is the ugliest baby I've ever seen.
So mean.
So awesome. That's awesome.
Down to their level.
I get the meanest tweets. I'm so tempted. I just say, don't do it.
See, that could get me to unblock you, actually. Just thinking of those kinds of things.
Come on.
The funny thing is, do you guys ever do this? You get hate mail, you just be like, thanks, man! Exclamation point.
Yeah,
like,
that makes them even more
I've taken one of your things, actually, where somebody will be like, hey, expletive, like, you really suck, you should, whatever. And I just write, like, wow, thanks, I'd never thought of that before. Like, I'll think about it, or like, well, thanks for the advice, I'll take that into consideration.
Yeah, they don't know what to do. They have no idea what to make of that.
I appreciate you taking time from your busy day to learn about what I'm doing.
Hey, go bleep yourself. Oh, I hadn't thought of that before, thanks.
Well, I think on the note of McLovin blocking the Girl Scouts and then insulting infants is a good note to stop on. So, Fritzy, who is on next week?
Monday, Reggie Miller will join us, and just got word moments ago, Anthony Davis of the Pelicans, former Kentucky alum, will join us as well on Monday's show. We may hear from John McEnroe Tuesday. Rich Eisen should be back with us Wednesday. We're in New York next Thursday. Darius Rucker sitting in with us for most of an hour, and he's going to perform.
September, we have Mike Florio for 2
Yeah,
segments.
on September 8th or 9th, Florio.
Tony Dungy will
But
be
he has to do the 9:35
Every Monday forever?
segment, though. We're 9:45.
All right, thank you guys.
Anthony Davis and Reggie Miller Monday.
Oh, perfect. All right, thank you guys. Thanks for watching the box score. Hey, and we will raise a special glass to Sven, the Gruden game, all the good stuff. Cheers, brother, and have a great weekend, everyone.
I don't know a lot about sports, but I can drink a lot of beer.
My motto is simple. C's get degrees.
Need a long, inappropriate hug? I'm your man.
I think I'm smarter than you because I probably am.
Hey, thanks for watching the box score. Holy cow!